So this season, of course, was a different season for all of us. Personally, I think that this year was very difficult to get used to the new mechanics, new game. After the Austria World Series showdown, I was able to pull out such a comeback, especially in the race at Spa, and it was pretty much about the strategy there. So I think also, when things don't turn out well, strategy can help you. And also the last race in Deep Forest, I was able to come back from the lower positions. I was able to keep the podium in the end, and it's all about the final event now. I want to still enjoy the battles on track, and that's the thing that motivates me to race. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Actually, I think the last race in Deep Forest, because it was it was a pretty intense race. There were so many changes of position. Jose Serrano, also Kylian Drummond, and also the other guys. There were also 3 wide occasions. Probably that didn't happen before in this season. So yeah, I think this one is probably the most, the most amazing moment we had so far. What I enjoyed the most, probably, yeah, the comebacks. From the last places, I tried to not give up and played out the strategy well, and I managed the comeback.
Look at Valerio Gallo on the recovery path then as he goes down the inside of Cockerman into last source, gets that move done up into 7th.
I mean, without doubt, Kylian Drummond, he was able to win both championships at the very first debut. It reminds me of my improvement, of my progress in Gran Turismo, and yeah, so for me, of course, Kylian was without a doubt the best one. Probably Watkins Glen, because it was a new track, so of course I was still learning the track, and even though I was kind of liking it, but then there are still the little details that you have to learn, but that's something you learn with the time. It's not something you can learn so fast. Yeah, I think also the World Series showdown, the grand final with the Red Bulls in Trial Mountain. Trial Mountain is such a historical track, of course. With the Red Bulls, it becomes very technical. It's a fast-paced track with also blind corners. And with the Red Bull, you have to be very reactive in these corners. And some of them are so blind that you can also hit the walls. I think Trial Mountain really played out a hard life for us. Semi-finals in the World Series showdown. As I went to the repechage, I wasn't able to qualify to the grand final at the first try. In the semi-final, I played out a risky strategy to, let's say, try to get the first position, but then I managed my tires not so well.
Gallo's on the black stuff, whereas Beauvoir was on the curve there, side by side, still into the S-bends, and Gallo shuffled out onto the grass, and here comes Drummond to come through as well. He's up the inside and through into 3rd, so Gallo is only going to progress forwards into the repechage at this race.
At the very last laps, I got out of the qualifying spots for the grand final, and so I went to the repechage. And of course, the repechage is your last chance to access the grand final, and so to earn points during the season. And that was a pretty scary moment, because also the repechage, a race I didn't practice a lot actually, because I was maybe too much optimistic about myself after last year, and I was practicing the most important combos, but in the end also the repechage was pretty important because it played out for me.
Pressure was on him coming into this repechage, but he does it in dominant fashion here at the Glen. Valerio Gallo wins the Nations Cup repechage race from Tomoaki Yamanaka.
I kept the focus, and I realized how big mistakes can be, even the littlest ones. So yeah. Maybe I would have practiced more for the. I feel like I've been I was probably underestimating things, also underestimating the new game. But yeah, for sure, for me it was a critical moment at the start of the season, and that I wanted to come back as soon as possible, but in the very first phases I wasn't able to. There can be bad races, any reason to any driver, and that means improvement for me, because there can be anything good without the bad sides. So that's what I think.